I can't be the only player who's tried this. You're spending hours and hours on the training pitch by yourself and with your team in order to improve. At trainings, you're doing well, you're playing free, and you're feeling good. But when match day comes, you choke. But the thing is that you don't have to. So in today's video, I'll give you some tips on how you can prepare for match day to make sure that you feel as good and as ready as possible to allow you to basically just be you and do your thing without any of the mental stuff blocking you. So make sure you've liked the video and subscribe to the channel, and let's get on the pitch. And the first thing I want to start with is the basics. You want to feel good going into match day, and that of course starts with feeling good physically. So how do you do that? Because sleep is important, and actually way more important than you might think. And you might go, yeah, I can sleep when I get old. But the thing is, as a matter of fact, you can't, because then you get kids and you're gonna be awake all the time. Now, of course, it goes without saying that going out to party all night before match day is a really, really bad idea, because you fill your body with lots of crap that's very hard on the system. And it takes a long time to recover from that. But even just staying up all night playing video games, Sancho?
I'm more than ready, bro. Let's get it.
Or just watching your favorite show can actually also be really detrimental to your physical well-being. And that's the thing. Getting a solid 7 to 8 hours of sleep before match day is just going to be so good for your body. Because when you sleep, and I know you've heard this a million times before, when you sleep, that is where your body and your brain is recovering. Basically building yourself back up. And if you don't have that, well, you basically come in with a discharged system. You're low on your battery, right? So keep that in mind. I know going to sleep early is super boring, but when you come to match day, it's gonna make a world of a difference. And also, eating well is important. And that means, and I know it really sucks, but it means that you should ditch the fast food at least a couple of days before your match. Instead, you should be eating as well as possible. That means eating a lot of veggies and have some good proteins the day before the match, so it gives the body some building blocks. But also on match day, you should try and fill up your body with a lot of carbs. Good carbs, that is. That could be pasta, for instance, to make sure that your body has as much fuel that it can easily, quickly burn and turn into all the energy you need when you go on the pitch. But another important thing, guys and girls, is that you hydrate. That means drinking a lot of water, because research has shown that if you're dehydrated, your physical performance will go all the way down. But not just your body is hurting, also your cognitive performance will suffer, meaning that your coordination will be worse, your focus, your balance, all that stuff. So make sure you're hydrated. Now, if you ask your club physio, he or she will tell you that you need at least 40 millimeters of fluid per kilo of body mass. I'm 64 kilos. That means that I need at least 2.5 liters of water every day. Ideally with a bit of electrolytes in it, so I just pour electrolyte powder in my water bottle, and you need to drink that every single day. Ideally, you drink a lot more in the days before a match just to make sure that, you feel as good as possible and you are not dehydrated. It's important. But one thing is feeling good physically, but still, you can completely and utterly choke mentally when match day comes around. So one thing I've always found to be really useful, and I know it sounds a little bit silly, but that's positive affirmation, where you basically go in and constantly remind yourself about positive things related to you as a football player. And that could be things like, I am a great dribbler, or that maybe if I allow myself to trust my instincts on the pitch, I'm a great player. And again, I know it sounds a little bit stupid, but if you keep telling yourself how good you are at certain things over and over and over, you keep patting yourself on the back, even though it feels silly and unnecessary, all of a sudden, at some point, it will manifest itself in your brain that you are indeed good at something. Of course, don't lie, but be honest and focus on what you're good at. And then, of course, there is visualization, which is a very powerful tool. Now, personally, I used to do it mostly after my matches, where I thought about all the things I could have done differently in situations where I messed up. And that's also okay. But if you try to use visualization in the days before a match, how you want the match to go, it can make your self-confidence, your self-esteem so much better. And what you can do if you want to start visualizing is setting up a couple of different match-like scenarios. And the more realistic they are, and the more you can really feel them and see, smell, sense all the little different details around you, for me at least, the better it is. So what I usually do is that I imagine a couple of scenarios that I would typically encounter in a match. That could be that I receive the ball on the sideline. What would I do? That could be, do I take the touch? Do I try to take on the defender coming on to me? What would I do? Which different actions can I take? And that also means that when I get the ball in a match, in a situation like that, I won't hesitate. I will just do things. Not necessarily what I visualized, but at least if I can teach my brain and make my body feel that it's okay to try things because I am good enough, I visualize so many times that I can actually pull it off, well then chances are that I can also do it in a match. If I let my instincts take over and just do things, I'm hopefully good enough to actually do it. Visualization, just back yourself up with it. It works. So the good thing about these two things is that it will give you this like base level of confidence on match day. But another thing that's also important is that when you walk into that locker room, that you feel calm and relaxed and at ease. Look, if you love football as much as I do, you're going to play a match with your teammates, with your friends. Football is fun. You're playing a match. Like, that's life. And of course, it's supposed to feel good. So set up some positive routines. That could be listening to your favorite music that really hypes you up when you go to the match or just when you have a moment to yourself in the dressing room. That could be to wear your best clothes that are really comfortable or make you feel like you look really good. Just something that makes you feel better, right? It could be like taking your time to make sure that all your gear fits really well and just how you want it. It could be that you wear boots that give you a mental edge and ensures that you can play without distractions. Like, it doesn't really matter what your routines are, but if they make you feel better and more ready and more focused, do it. Now for me personally, I really like to put on my favorite pair of compression shorts, the light guards. I like to rub a bit of muscle gels on my thighs because I'm 37 years old and I am tired. Also, I love to drink my favorite energy drink, and I just do these things because they make me feel good. And more importantly is that if I forget to bring the energy drink, or God forbid I forget to bring my light guard compression shorts, I just don't feel as good. As a matter of fact, I feel terrible going into the match. So it's those little things, and it might seem crazy to some people, and I know you have some crazy stories that you should tell me in the comments, but it's a matter of making yourself feel as prepared as possible. And I know you can do it, and I know for a fact that it works, because I've done it for a long time. But the last thing that really works when it comes to preventing choking before a match is what happens when you step onto the pitch and really start to get ready. Of course, make sure that you warm up and stretch properly to ensure that all of the eating, sleeping, and hydrating well isn't in vain. And then you want to get on the ball. Just start juggling or dribbling or playing with your teammates, making passes. I don't really care. Just make sure that you feel the ball. You get this reassurance that your technique is good. You can do what you want. You're starting to feel confident, right? Then, of course, as you go into the team warm-up, make sure that you nail the basics and focus on getting the first 5 touches and first 5 passes on point. Because the key here is to make sure that your body starts believing all the positive things your head is telling it. And once you can do that, you're gonna be golden. Okay, so you're prepared, but what about when you screw up in a match? Look, my friends, football is fun. That's why we play it, right? And just remember that even the best players out there, they make mistakes. Some of them have matches where everything goes wrong, and the same can happen to you. Just promise me that you don't let a single mistake during warm-up or in a match knock your confidence down. Just reset. Go again and start building your confidence back up by focusing on, again, nailing the next 5 touches or 5 passes. And when you do that, you have, again, the base level of confidence, and then you can start to try things. Okay? Football is fun, and you're awesome. So what you just need to remember, of course, is that this is a very individual thing, and you don't necessarily have to do everything I told you just because I said so. Remember that what's important is that you find your own routine. You do what makes you feel good and confident and relaxed before a match. And I promise you that if you just keep trying and working on this, the chances of choking in a match, you're gonna feel that they are getting smaller and smaller every single time. So just set up your own routine, do what works for you, and then just remember, as I just said, you're awesome, and keep telling yourself that you're a good footballer. Good luck.